Do you know where you are right now?
I'm in a drug trial.
What do you think is wrong with you?
I'm sick. I don't matter.
What would you say this trial is showing you about yourself?
Is this therapy now?
It's not therapy. It's science.
My mind is playing tricks.
This is some multi-reality brain magic shit.
I don't know what's real and what's not.
Something's wrong. What did you do?
Come on, wake up! Every time I separate them, they just find their way back together.
You're not protecting those people in there.
Can we begin by talking about what appealed to you about the show and how you became a part of it?
I became, I'm not quite sure how I became a part of it, but I really liked the scripts, obviously, and I liked the character. So I was just coming off a show that Patrick Somerville had written on called The Leftovers, and he was now writing this. So I think it was him and Cary sort of, and I'd known Cary for a while socially. And so they both came to me and said, hey, we'd love for you to do this. Can you take a look at it? Read it, really liked it. They sort of showed me sort of what the elements of the show were, the sets and sort of the world that we were all going to be playing in. And then we just started, yeah. I mean, it was, and it was a very sort of ill-defined character. It wasn't a character that was on the page. It was, the dialogue was there and great, but I had a lot of freedom with Cary to sort of create the character from the ground up, you know, choosing the look and the voice and this and the other thing.
Can you talk to me a bit about that and your process of figuring out how he would talk, how he would move, how he came to life?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was clear that he was sort of this narcissistic character who puts an enormous amount of stock in science and medications, and he's obsessed with sort of solving the human brain. But he also has his personal life is sort of fraught, you know, as far as, you know, having deep mother issues and things like that. And so it was just kind of a fun sort of polar ends of the spectrum to play a guy who's very put together, but the minute his mother shows up, he just falls to pieces, you know, and he lives sort of in the shadow of her. And then also the work environment that he lived in, which is this Japanese company with mainly Japanese employees. And I thought it'd be interesting to sort of make him a bit of a Japanophile in the sense in that he wants to kind of assimilate more. He feels more comfortable in that world than he does maybe in the real world that Emma and Jonah's characters are in. So yeah, we found just sort of, you know, this sort of bizarre wig that we thought was kind of great, and which he plays as an actual wig, which makes me laugh. He's one of those people who sort of thinks that, you know, no one knows he's wearing a wig, even though he's completely bald, you know, so.
My name is Dr. James K. Mantle-Ray. So I will personally be assuming oversight duties of this iteration of the ULP. I believe in this treatment. And I believe in the idea that we can all be fixed.
And you've worked with Patrick Somerville before on The Leftovers, you mentioned.
Yeah.
How was it having him along, you know, on this new and different journey? Did it assist you in any way with the transition?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, he's absolutely fabulous writer, you know, so, and, you know, on The Leftovers, we were on location for, in 3 different locations. So I didn't get, obviously, a lot of FaceTime with him because he was in Los Angeles. So it was a very non-tactile, I would get the scripts, and then I would do them, and then the dailies would go back to them. And this one, he was very much hands-on on set. At any moment, you could talk to him and ask him about things. And so I love that, where you can actually just sort of have the writer right there with any questions that you might have.
And you've also worked as a screenwriter before, and you said that the character wasn't fully established, and it was sort of an exploration that came. He was probably the least. I mean, every character was, you know, has the actor bring something to it once you know they take the role. But this one was just sort of, he was just sort of a doctor. You know, there were many ways to play him. You could just play him very straight. Yeah.
But I thought I wanted to play him a little more heightened, because he's not in the, you know, these sort of other places they go in the interior of their psyche. He's this sort of bizarre person who lives in a lab. So I really liked just the idea of making him slightly more heightened, not comedic in the ha-ha sense, you know, but he's just an odd man, you know. So I wanted to sort of try and find what the oddness was in him and sort of accentuate those things. And those weren't things that were sort of written in, you know. You know, we sort of took a swing on the way he spoke and sort of his, you know, like his vanity, we thought was sort of those were all sort of ideas that came out of discussions with Cary and Patrick. Yeah.
Such an incredible cast.
Oh, cool.
Jonah Hill, Emma Stone, Sonoya Mizuno.
I know.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sally Field.
Sally Field.
How
So
was it
cool.
working with them?
The best, you know, like,
Yeah.
it's a really, like, when you get a good group together, it's a really fun thing. I know it sounds maybe obvious, but like, when you have people that you really enjoy being with, and also professionals, you know, who are just really, who show up to work hard but also have fun, you know. So it was, you know, between scenes was equally as fun as doing the scenes, you know. Me and Emily in particular would just laugh our asses off. Like, she was a very hilarious woman. So we would, you know, it's that perfect mix of everyone taking it very seriously but not too seriously.
Also joking
you know?
around.
Yeah, having a
between
laugh on set, yeah.
Well, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
talking to me.
Thank you so much.
You.